Both teams are on the outside looking in for postseason play as we begin the final stretch. But despite their position in the standings, both teams hold top-notch starting pitching. Cole Hamels and Steven Strasburg were dominating on the mound in August, and both are poised for strong finishes in September. They take the mound and headline the homestand opener. It's Labor Day. It's Phillies versus Nationals, and it's Hamels versus Strasburg tonight. Well, if Memorial Day is the first milepost, then Labor Day must be the second to last one in a Major League Baseball regular season. We hope you've enjoyed your Labor Day. Even with all the rain in the area, we'll bring you home tonight. It's game one of a three-game series between the Phillies and the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. You know, this is a season of rebuilding for really both of these squads. The Nationals still have some hope for the final wild card spot. They're 6.5 games out coming into play tonight, but it's going to be a long shot for them. But on paper, this is still a heck of a pitching matchup. Absolutely, Tom. You put these two guys together, two of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. One a right-hander, one a left-hander. Cole Hamels has been outstanding for the Phillies. He's really been good all year, but the difference is he's starting to pick up some wins now, the way he did in New York the other night. He was dominating for 7 innings, had all his pitches working really well. Right out of the chute, like he's been doing lately, he established his fastball. He's really cut out his walks almost completely, and then he can use that arsenal of weapons that he has with his cutter. Great changeup, throw some curveballs once in a while, and the guy has just been tremendous. Steven Strasburg, 2 games against the Phillies this year, and he has been lights out. This is the last time he pitched on a Sunday afternoon, and he was great. A 9-inning shutout. All his pitches were working. He throws a great curveball right there, tremendous changeup, another curveball, there's a changeup, and of course his fastball is just out of sight. This guy does not have a great one-loss record, but if you think it's going to be easy, it's never easy with him. You size up the starters and you look at their rotation and think it's much better than the Phillies, and yet the numbers are not all that much different. In fact, the Phillies have gotten more innings out of their starting rotation. You see the hits, walks, strikeouts are all pretty close. Both these teams had bullpen failures at times this year, injury problems. Washington, very, very disappointing. The Phillies, of course, are disappointing, but Washington's a team that people were predicting go to the World Series. Yeah, they're just barely over the 500 mark. Again, they still have a little life left and a little hope left for the wild card, but it's going to be a stretch for the Washington Nationals. It is game one of this 3-game series. Strasburg on the mound for the Nationals, and Cole Hamels on the hill, of course, for the Phillies. Well, one of the biggest bright spots for the Washington Nationals, and they've paid him a lot of money to be that bright spot, is former Phil Jason Worth. He's having an outstanding year despite missing 28 games. That's his game winner last night. We'll be back with the lineups at first pitch right after this. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver. By Toyota. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Labor Day 2013. We hope you enjoyed your day wherever it is you spent what could be your final opportunity to get to the beach before school begins for a lot of kids. I know for a lot of places it begins this week. For some it began last week. We're getting set for game one of a 3-game series between the Phillies and the Nationals. This is a long homestand. In fact, the Phillies have 18 of their next 21 games here at Citizens Bank Park. It's a very nice stretch as they wrap up the final month of the 2013 season. Cole Hamels, who's pitched very well lately, his record is not indicative of how well he has pitched overall in the second half of the season. And he is matching up tonight against right-hander Steven Strasburg. The umpires have already taken the lineup cards. They're going out to their respective positions, and Cole Hamels and the rest of the Phillies are about to take the field as he says, "Let's go, Chooch." And they will head out. Face a Nationals team that's, like the Phillies, have had a disappointing 2013. Let's take a look at the Nats starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, Bryce Harper. Scott Hairston, the left fielder, bats second. Ryan Zimmerman hits third, followed by Jason Worth and Ian Desmond. Adam LaRoche is at first base. He'll bat sixth. Wilson Ramos seventh. Batting eighth and playing second base, Anthony Rendon. And batting ninth and pitching is Steven Strasburg. They will face Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels. Hamels about to make his 29th start of the year, coming off an outstanding start his last time out and looking wheels for his 7th victory of the season.
Right, Tom, and one of the things you really noticed lately with him, the walks 43, and that has stayed in that area for a long time. He just does not walk many batters. Now, early in the year, he's having a lot of problems with that. Now his strikeouts are way up at 166. 17 home runs allowed. 13 of them to right-handed hitters. Here's our scouting report from Budweiser. On Cole, he's had tremendous fastball command almost all year. As a result, he's been able to use his other pitches very effectively. And lifetime against Washington, a real good record of 14-6 and 9-3 here in this ballpark with a 2.70 earned run average.
Well, he's looking to stabilize a lineup that has actually put up some runs the last couple weeks for the Nationals. They've played better baseball since the Phillies last saw them in Washington, D.C.
Well, it's time now for our Nissan Keys to tonight's ballgame. Weather's cleared out. It's really a nice night for a ballgame. A great pitching matchup. I think it's a fun pitching matchup because we don't have to hit. So it's kind of fun to just sit here and watch these guys. Two great pitchers here tonight, and another center fielder for the Phillies tonight, and that seems to be a theme all year, especially after Ben Revere went down.
Another center fielder, another outfielder overall. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Bryce Harper will lead things off. Harper, for the 9th time this year, is the leadoff hitter for the Nationals. Denard Span has been red hot, but they decide to give him the evening off, and the first pitch is whacked foul up the first base line. No balls and 1 strike. Harper hitting .278 with 19 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Takes it side, according to Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire. Jerry Meals behind the plate. The crew chief is Gary Darling. He's at third. Paul Emmel at first, and Chris Conroy is at second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harper with a .380 on base percentage. Even though in his eyes he seems to think that it's been a disappointing year overall, his numbers are as good, if not better, than last year when he was the Rookie of the Year in the National League. And he's out in front of a changeup, so the first strikeout of the night for Cole Hamels, 1 away.
Did a real good job pitching him inside of that at bat. He kept pulling balls foul, and then he goes with a changeup. And that one goes down and away from. It's amazing the different ways that there's that changeup. A great shot of it there with the 3 fingers on it, puts it back in his palm a little bit, and then just squirts out of his hand with that great motion. But he can control it and make it go different ways. Most guys to a changeup, it's going to go one way or the other.
Here's Scott Hairston. Hairston has unbelievably good numbers against Hamels, and they start him off with a cutter for a strike. He's 14 for 34 against him, with 5 home runs.
A lot of them on high fastballs, maybe all of them. So as you said, he started him with a cutter. Maybe he'll stay away from high fastballs to it.
That was a curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hairston.
Go with pitch number 4. when you struggle against a guy.
Nationals acquired Hairston long before the trade deadline from the Chicago Cubs, where he was hitting under 200. He's still hitting under 200. That curveball is over for a strike, 1-2.
Show him two. It's the last time you saw Cole Hamels throw back-to-back curveballs, and there's a reason. And Tom just talked about it, and we just showed you the numbers. That's why. Or as Sarge would say, that's right.
He just said it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I heard.
Swing and a miss. He got it. It may have been a cutter. He tried to backdoor a little bit. It was at 88 miles an hour. So back-to-back strikeouts for Hamels.
That was a very different approach to Hairston. Cutter, curveball, curveball, cutter. No four-seamers.
2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman, who's also been hot. He has a couple home runs against Hamels for his career. Hitting .279. He bats third. Worth bats fourth. There's Jason Worth. Fastball for strike 2. It's 0-2.
We talked about earlier is the fastball command that he's had this year. Almost every time he goes out there, especially in the last 3 months. Early in the season, he had some nights where he walked batters, but his fastball command's been tremendous.
Goes ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the changeup to Ryan Zimmerman. And a foul ball.
Yeah, real good time to throw it after a couple of fastballs. These guys really know each other. They face each other so many times. So Zimmerman's going to be up there in a guessing match, and he may even guess changeup on 2 strikes, and he could throw a fastball by. Go fastball away.
They want it down. It was down, and it was fouled off to the right into the sweet level, and it remains 0-2.
Zimmerman can really hurt you the other way. See all the strikes he's thrown in this inning. They've been staying away from him in this at bat. Sometimes they'll sneak inside on him, and if they don't get him out, then they'll go back away.
That ball's hit well. Deep to left center field. Hernandez on the run. Out to the wall. And the Nationals have a 1-0 lead. Boy, so dominant in this first inning, and he left the pitch up, and Zimmerman crushed it.
Yeah, that's the point about they've faced each other so many times. You saw Carlos Ruiz even give him the shake, and when they shake, a lot of times then they think, okay, a hitter thinks they're going to get something other than a fastball, and that's the idea. I don't know if Zimmerman's guessing along and seeing him shake, thinking maybe he's going to go back to fastball, but he was sitting on one, it looked like. And it got a little bit of the plate, but that was a heck of a swing he put on it.
Well, that's his 16th home run, so it's 1-0 Nationals here in the first. Jason Worth, the batter. Jason 34 for his last 92. And he hits that one to center. Hernandez going back on it, reaches out, makes the catch after a little bit of a bobble. Well, he said those are the toughest plays for him as he's learned to play center field. The Nationals take an early lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the first after this. 16th home run of the year. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup for tonight's ball game. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, Cesar Hernandez. Chase Utley, the second baseman, bats second. Carlos Ruiz hits third, followed by Kevin Franzen and Pete Orr. John Mayberry's in left field, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing right field is Roger Bernardino. And batting ninth and pitching, of course, is Cole Hamels. They will face Nationals right-hander Steven Strasburg, former first pick overall in the 2009 draft.
6 and 9. Well, they forget that. Look at the numbers down below it. Right-handed hitters 188. He has allowed 15 home run balls, but only at 118 hits and 158 innings pitched. He's coming off just a 2-inning outing last time out because he had an hour and 12-minute rain delay, and they shut him down for obvious reasons after that, after all the arm problems and back problems that he's had. Budweiser's scouting report on him, the guy has 3 out pitches, and almost amazingly, this is only the second time he's ever pitched in this ballpark, and the other time was back on the 21st of August of 2010 when he hurt his elbow that night, and he hasn't pitched here since.
Had to go on and have Tommy John surgery after that. Cesar Hernandez takes high. It's 1-0. Hernandez, 250 here in the major leagues. Down in the minors, he hit 309. 1 ball, no strikes to Hernandez. That's low, 2-0. He's a switch hitter, and he can run.
Well, he's a tremendous athlete. That's why they have him in center field right now, and especially after the Phillies signed Chase Utley for a few more years. So we want this kid around, see if he can play something else, and he's a work in progress out there.
Fresh legs, as they say.
And he's very athletic. Ryan Sandberg had him before, really likes him a lot, likes his makeup and a lot of things about him.
2 balls, 1 strike to Hernandez. Slaps it foul, 2-2. Cesar is from Venezuela, in the same area where Freddie Galvis grew up. They played against each other in different tournaments when they were kids.
Well, this is a real good test for him tonight. Hit off this guy.
Swing and a miss. He gets it with a breaking ball, 1 away. Strasburg with 165 strikeouts this year in 158 and a third innings of work.
Well, he has, of course, a plus fastball, but then he'll come with this thing, that big old yellow hammer that he throws up there, and then he'll throw a changeup that just disappears. So he's one of those guys, hitters, it sounds easier than it is, but they have to hit off his fastball and adjust to the other stuff. And give it a try sometime.
Rollins takes a fastball and it's 0-1.
Sounds easy, doesn't it?
Well, it does sound easy, but it certainly isn't.
No.
Actually, when it comes to Strasburg, I don't know if it does sound even easy. Same with Hamels, too. Yeah,
right.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
See, that's the point right there. You're hitting off his fastball, which is high 90s, and then he'll drop that thing in there when you're swinging fastball. Asked Ryan about him tonight. Does he make you think of Gooden when he was young and you played? He said, absolutely. That's the guy I think of all the time when I watch him because of his curveball and the velocity. And he didn't throw as many high fastballs as Gooden, and Gooden didn't have a changeup, but he had that thing right there as good as anybody. Good curveball. I guess you call that 12-6. The pitchers on the bench kind of looking out like, oof.
Well, now with 2 outs, Chase Utley's the batter. Utley 6 for 29 on the road trip. 207 average. Take a glance at his numbers against the Nationals. Fastball 0-1. Figured Chase was taken all the way there. There are times where he'll go hunting for a first pitch, but not often. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Marcus King of Royersford. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Marcus is going to win $100. There has been a problem for Strasburg this year. It's been his road numbers. They're nowhere near as good as his numbers at home.
Yeah, there is a big difference. He's gotten hit a little bit in some road games. Comes a curveball.
in the dirt. 1-2.
Hitters would love to know that.
Ground ball foul. Well, here are the home road comparisons for Strasburg that we talked about. At home at Nationals Park, he's been rather dominant with a 1.55 earned run average. On the road, he's been somewhat pedestrian at 4.98 ERA.
Two of those games at home were tremendous jobs against the Phillies, where we only gave up 1 run. See, he's walked a lot more batters on the road.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside with a changeup. 2-2.
His 2 starts against the Phillies this year, 17 innings, 9 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 19 strikeouts, and they were all in Washington.
He spoils one down the left field line.
Hasn't thrown a changeup yet.
I thought that last one before the strike.
Oh, was it before that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's thrown 1 changeup.
Yeah, that has been the only one. It was at 88 miles an hour.
That's a changeup.
That's the thing, is his separation is 97, 98 to 88, sometimes 89 with that changeup. There's a curveball outside, and it's 3-2. Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Braves beat up on the Mets today, 13-5. The Mets lost last night. They were just an inning away from sweeping the Nationals. The Nationals scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning to win the final game of that series. Then they had to turn around and go to Atlanta to play a day game today.
And they looked like it.
Sure did. Ball 4. Utley with a great at bat. 2-out walk.
3-2 changeup.
During the 2013 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Carlos Ruiz, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in, 4 for 19 on the road trip. We'll keep throwing out those numbers about the Phillies road trip offensively. It wasn't pretty. They hit 201 on the road
and won 3 games somehow.
Michael Young was 13 for 26, and that's all part of the 201 they hit on the road. A 1 pitch to Ruiz, and he fouls it off. Utley fell behind 0-2 and then worked out the walk.
With Strasburg, you get 2 strikes on, you almost have to give in a little bit. Sandberg was talking about that before the game when they played as a hitter against Gooden. They said you get down a couple strikes, you really have to give in, try to hit the ball back through the middle, because he'll just overpower you if you go big swing on him.
Well, now 20 pitches for Strasburg here in the first, and all that is thanks to Chase Utley's at bat. Chase worked out the walk after falling behind 0-2, and he fouled a few pitches off. Carlos, a swing and a miss, and the side is retired. So 3 strikeouts for Strasburg in the inning. He also walked Chase Utley. So a 21 pitch inning. We go to the second. The Nationals up 1-0. final day that the Nationals will be here in Philadelphia. Tickets are still available for both ball games. You can purchase them anytime by going to Phillies.com or stop by the box office. Come on down, say hello to the folks. Phillies and the Nationals, the last 2 times they'll face each other here at Citizens Bank Park in the regular season. Ian Desmond leads it off for Washington. Desmond with 20 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Out in front of a changeup, 0-1.
This guy has a lot of extra base hits. He strikes out a lot, but he's a very good offensive player and a tremendous shortstop.
He had 56 extra base hits this year for Desmond. He's a couple stolen bases away from having his third 2020 year. That is foul, and McKenzie will track it down. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Saw Desmond's numbers against Hamels. He does have a home run against him, hitting just 188. And that pitch just missed a little low.
Missed his spot by a lot that time, and I think it fooled Meals. Carlos Ruiz jumped up for a pitch away, and the thing looked like it came over the inside corner, caught a lot of the plate, but there was so much movement going on down there. Sometimes you don't get that. And he went back out there again where he was trying to do it the last time.
And Meals got a little dirt in his eyes.
Here's what we're talking about. I watched Carlos jump out where it's supposed to be. Where it winds up, that's a strike.
That is a strike.
But he moves so much to catch it that it fools the umpire sometimes.
In the dirt, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamels made 6 starts in August. He was 2-0 with an ERA of 2.00. He averaged nearly a strikeout per inning pitched. Swing and a miss. 1 away. That's 3 strikeouts for Hamels. It's been kind of a story of 2 different halves, Murph, when it comes to Cole Hamels. First half, really not so good, not a whole lot of run support. Second half, a little more run support and a way better statistical run for Cole Hamels.
Well, Tom, you're absolutely right. And Ryan Sandberg was asked today to kind of put Cole's season in perspective, and that's how he looked at it, as a kind of a tale of 2 halves. He said the first half of the season, he was just off enough with his command that he was missing his spots, and then he was pitching behind counts, and then he was getting hurt. He said, add into the fact that it also seemed like, as in the game of baseball, things just didn't go his way, and they started to snowball one on top of the other as you take a look at his numbers from the first half and the second half. He said, but then in the second half, it started to turn around a little bit for him. And, you know, the difference in his command has been slight, but good enough that he's pitching ahead of guys, and he's able to, you know, then use the pitches that he'd like later in the count to get guys out. But he said, most importantly, throughout the entire thing, Cole Hamels, who was expected to come in this season and be a guy for this team, that's exactly what Sandberg said he is. He's been a guy, a leader in that clubhouse, and despite all the things that have gone wrong for Cole this year, he said he's come to work every day with a very positive attitude, and he said that's the kind of thing that he's liked to have seen out of his leaders, guys like Cole Hamels. So that is definitely a plus in his favor.
Well, I think it also enables him to feed off this second half going into 2014. He made a little bit of an adjustment mechanically as the second half got underway, and that certainly has helped his statistics. Murph, the Red Goes Green team is right behind you, so I want to make sure that you recycle paper and plastic at all times.
They're doing good work here in the ballpark tonight. We're talking about you guys. Here we are.
Here we are. Wilson Ramos takes a strike. It's 0-1.
You're on. Your cell phones are going to be ringing in a second.
That they will.
Ramos 279, 9 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He's healthy, and because of that, the Nationals traded Kurt Suzuki back to the Oakland A's, where they acquired him a year ago. In fact, Suzuki was catching today in the A's game against the Texas Rangers, a 4-2 A's win.
Suzuki was really big for them late in the season last year to help them go to postseason play. He did a tremendous job coming over from Oakland because they had a lot of catching problems, all their injuries.
And Ramos was one of those injuries last year and even this year.
This guy can really hit.
0-2 pitch from Hamels. Got him with a changeup. So 5 strikeouts, make it 4 strikeouts for Hamels so far through the first 2 innings. Of course, the only blemish, the home run by Ryan Zimmerman, but Hamels has got some good stuff here tonight for the Phils. We've played 1.5 on to the bottom of the second. The latest on all your Philly teams right from your smartphone. Download the free CSN Philly Sports app today. Steven Strasburg struck out the side in the first. He also walked a batter. And he'll begin the second against Kevin Franzen, who homered against Strasburg last year. Pete Orr and John Mayberry.
Franzen's hit balls hard off Strasburg in that game. The last game in Washington, he hit some balls really hard off him. That's another reason why he's playing tonight. And they're just looking for somebody who maybe can go out there and do something against Steven Strasburg. You know you're going to be in a tough game. You're probably not going to score a lot of runs.
First pitch is high, 1-0. Well, Darren Ruff, Ryan Sandberg wanted to give a day off because he hasn't really had a day off in the last month. And Dominic Brown had an MRI today. He has some slight inflammation in that Achilles. And Ryan said today that depending on how he feels, he's hoping he'll be in the lineup tomorrow and can still use him as a pinch hitter. Of course, Ruff can be used at any time as a pinch hitter. 2 balls, no strikes to Franzen. And out of play off to the right.
Cody Ashley, they said, was going to play yesterday and had a planned night off tonight after the cramping that he had last week, the low cramp. They just want to make sure, and they feel that he'll be able to go full time starting tomorrow. And but tonight just said, no, we'll go sitting tonight.
Up high, 3-1. Paul Emmel says nope. Kevin Franzen's check. There's Cody talking to Scott Sheridan.
Now's when you sit on a fastball if you're Kevin Franzen and hope. If he throws you something else, try to take it.
Well, he did get the fastball and he fouled it.
Even when you sit on 97, it doesn't mean you're going to hit it.
Another fastball. He missed his spot. They wanted it outside. He came inside, and it remains 3-2. Pete Orr waits on deck. Franzen hits it sharply on one hop to Desmond. Desmond throws a one-hopper to LaRoche, and there's one away. One's everywhere.
Yep.
Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Phillies have won 6 of their last 8 home games, including 4 exciting walk-off victories. They've played only 66 home games this season, tied for the second fewest among major league clubs. And you know, reality, Wheels, when everybody looked at the schedule, they thought, all right, if the Phillies are in the race, advantage Phillies the last month of the season.
Sure, be home a lot. There's only 1 month left to make up all those home games, so here they come.
Phillies have a 3-game trip to Washington, and then a 6-game trip to Miami and Atlanta, and 7-day trip Miami and Atlanta, and that's it.
Right.
Here's the former National Pedor. Change up, and it's 0-2. Curveball hit the opposite way by Orr, and it slices into the crowd.
Nate's throwing changeups, a bunch of changeups, so well, 2 changeups and then a curveball. Right now, you think he may get the cheese.
My first Phillies game. That's what that youngster's T-shirt says. I like his lid. It is just foul.
That's the age you should wear them backwards.
I don't know, Wheels. That's kind of, it used to be the end thing. It's not as much anymore.
Good.
Except for your Sarge.
Sarge can do whatever he wants.
Is that because he's the Sarge?
He's the Sarge. That's right.
Dollar Dog Night here at the Yard.
That's a good one.
2-2 now to Orr. Oh, talk about retro.
Opening day 1976.
Wow. Ground ball foul.
Well, guys are giving him good at bats. Up to 35 pitches. 1 out in the 2nd inning. That's one thing you really want to do is try and get him out of the game if you can. There's Chase Utley. Not their bullpen isn't good, because it is. But Strasburg. The quicker you can get him, the better.
Swing and a miss at a changeup. So he got 2 strikes on changeups from Pedor. And he has 4 strikeouts so far. Well, this weekend the Atlanta Braves are coming to Philadelphia for a 3-game series, 7:05, 7:05, and then Sunday is a 1:35 first pitch. Now there's stuff going on all weekend long. You can check out the Phillies website to see what's scheduled. But we'll tell you right off the bat that Friday night, fans 15 and over coming to Citizens Bank Park will receive the Cabrini College knit hat. Again, tickets can be purchased at Phillies.com. Nope, that's not the knit hat. But down in the picture box is the knit hat.
It's a holiday hat, and this is a holiday.
Curveball to Mayberry. Another breaking pitch, 1-1. All right, so Strasburg in his last 19 innings against the Phillies has 23 strikeouts.
Yep. They don't have a whole lot of hits off him.
Mayberry pops it up. Middle of the diamond. It's up for grabs. LaRoche, the first baseman, calls for it. And this side is retired in order. So the Phillies go down 1-2-3. We've played 2. And quickly we're on to the third in a 1-0 game. The fence section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wills, the question is, on June 28, 2008, the Nats called up Roger Bernardino to replace what injured outfielder? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Bernardino was catching up with the Washington media before the ball game today and some of his former teammates. Anthony Rendon leads it off here in the 3rd. Rendon takes a changeup for a strike, 0-1. He's been on base 9 consecutive games in 27 of the last 29.
This guy's had a nice year for him. There's Roger Bernardino, the ex-national, playing in right field tonight. He will bat first in the bottom of this inning. Rendon has a little power. He's proved he's a pretty good second baseman. He took over for Espinosa, who just went in the tank this year.
Yeah, there have been reports that the Nationals were trying to trade Danny Espinosa.
He looked like he was going to be a good player.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Rendon. Fastball up high, 2-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Pirates have won 5-2 today. And that means that they need just one more win. Actually 2 more really, but 1 more to reach 81. And then 2 more to reach 82. That means they'd be 1 game over 500 if they lost the rest of the games. And for the first time since 1993, they would finish above 500. Right now they lead the Central by 1.
One of the great stories in baseball this year.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Hamels. That's 5. Cole is really sharp this evening.
Well, that fastball is really good again tonight. He's moving it all. He kind of hurt on the 1 to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman almost looked like he sat on one. And then he's been able to use a changeup so effectively. Here it comes again. You see the grip of the fingers, and that thing just dives down and away. He was about 2 seconds early on that, maybe a second early. That's a lot for a major league hitter.
Strasburg is a 167 batter this year. He has 7 hits. A reminder from Budweiser. Today's a good day to remind folks of this. Great times are waiting. Designate a driver. Chopper left side. And Pete Orr is there. Strasburg is nowhere near the bag. And there are 2 outs.
But he ran all the way to it. All they ask you to do is run the 90 feet.
See this pace right now? That's as hard as he ran up the line. Bryce Harper, speaking of running up the line, against Scott Rice of the Mets. He hits this one to the right side. It's bobbled by Murphy. You would think that Bryce Harper on a normal day would be safe, but he shut it down right there. Had his head down. He was mad that he grounded out. And that became an issue for Harper and for Davey Johnson, the manager. Davey said after that ball game that he had planned on talking to Bryce Harper. He said he's been dealing with a lot of things, this bad knee that he injured when the Phillies were in town, or re-injured when the Phillies were in town earlier this year after he ran into the wall in Los Angeles. Bryce Harper came back and he said a few things that I don't know if he regrets them or not. Randy Knorr, the bench coach, also said a few things.
Randy Knorr evidently was managing the game at that point.
Right.
Because Davey wasn't feeling well and had left the bench. And he met with the media after the game, and he was a little bit tough on Harper. And the thing about it is, you talk to the Nationals people, Harper does run the ball out.
Oh, sure he does.
He just didn't on that play because he was pouting a little bit. And when it was bobbled, he was out by quite a bit. And as you said, the way he runs the ball out on a ball bobbled like that, he's going to be safe.
Here's what Randy Knorr said after the game. And the thing about Bryce Harper right now that's tough, he gets frustrated. I don't think he's done it intentionally, but he's going to have to start picking it up a little bit because we've got everybody else doing it. He gets frustrated at times, and it just comes out of him. It's something we've got to fix.
Sometimes he acts like he's 20.
Because
and you forget how young he
Yeah.
really is and how little experience he has at this level because he's taken it by storm.
Well, he said after last night's game, I could care less what people think. It's all what we think. I could really care less what the media thinks or anybody else.
And that can sometimes sound like a young person.
Sure.
Or an old one whose sensor didn't go off necessarily.
There is some thought that he's going to have that knee operated on, that left knee, at the end of the season. But Davey Johnson said that'll be up to Bryce and also the team doctor.
Well, he hasn't been right since he did that face plant in Los Angeles and when he hurt the knee on that play. And then he just kept aggravating it.
2-2 pitch to Harper. Ground ball to the right side. And Utley is up with it. Side is retired. 1-2-3 go to the Nationals here in the third. 7 in a row retired by Hamels. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Washington. Driving, it's not worth building. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Toyota. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. Bottom of the third, the Phillies still looking for their first hit. They trail at 1-0. It's kind of interesting looking at Jason Worth walk the glove and hat out to Bryce Harper after that inning. Harper grounded out. He just doesn't look like he's healthy right now, the way he's running up the line. But Worth was holding his glove and talking to him as they were walking out. And wasn't giving him the glove. Here's him running up the line. I don't know if people are going to watch this over and over again as the year moves on, but he's
not used to watching that. The day he got up here, he busted. In fact, we used to talk about he ought to tone it down a little bit.
See, he's holding on to his glove. I don't know what he's saying to him, but he's chatting with him. He chatted with him a long time. They stopped and talked a little bit before Worth went over to his position. He just doesn't look like he's healthy.
You may have been asking that. What was that all about? You hurt? Why did you run the ball out?
Very talented player. 2 balls and 1 strike to Roger Bernardino.
Yeah, they're still trying to get to the wild card. The last thing you need is that kind of distraction.
Yeah, the Nationals point to the fact that they're 6.5 out of the wild card, and they have games, and they're behind Arizona, who's behind Cincinnati for the last spot. They have 3 against Atlanta, 3 against St. Louis. Significant games when it comes to division and wild card, and then they finish up the season at Arizona.
Yeah, St. Louis, Arizona on the road, which is a heck of a tough week.
Bernardino's down looking. 5 strikeouts for Strasburg.
Well, he has a great curveball tonight, and when he has that, it's like the nights when Nolan Ryan would have that. All they do is hitters would take it and hope he'd miss with it, because you weren't going to hit it too often, and he's getting it over.
Hamels 9 for 46 this year, takes outside and high. Curveball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's what I mean. He's getting it over, and when he gets it over, then it's a problem, because then the other stuff is so hard to hit the fastball, because you still have that curveball in the back of your mind, but you're not going to hit that thing very often.
There's another one on the outside corner, so back-to-back strikeouts.
And they're called strikes, and that's the thing about it, and that's the way Nolan Ryan was.
6 strikeouts for Strasburg. The Authentics Auction. It's something the Phillies have each and every year. It's unique and collectible items in the Phillies Authentics Auction. Game-used collectibles from the 1990s Retro Night. Chase Utley's uniform, a game-used base, things like that. Baseball hit by Dominic Brown in his walk-off hit versus the Rockies. Official dugout lineup card from the 24th historic 18-inning game. Look for the Phillies Authentics Auction on the homepage at Phillies.com. Auction ends September 8th.
It's like Prado made the last out a bunch of times in that game. He had 5 dots on there. Remember that.
Cesar Hernandez is 0 for 1. 2 balls, no strikes.
5 times. That's what that blue dot is when they do that on the lineup card, to show who made the last out and where you're going from there. Welcome back to the big league, Cesar.
Yeah, Cesar Hernandez, when he left Philadelphia the last time, he immediately was put into the outfield. Went down to Reading and played the outfield there. Wound up playing 20 games combined at Lehigh Valley in center field and 1 in right field. Said that it took him a little bit of time to get used to it, but he felt after a couple of weeks he was okay. And again, the tough part was going back on certain balls because he liked to play shallow to begin. He tops that one in front of the plate. That's a fair ball, and Hernandez is out. And the side is retired. Cesar's pointing down, saying he thought it was foul. Those are the kind of balls that you got to run out. Let the umpire make the call. Instead, it's a 1-2-3 inning. That finishes up the bottom of the third, and we go to the fourth. Products that will mop up the worst of your cleaning problems. And WB Mason delivers same day, so your worst messes will be yesterday's news. Top of the fourth, it's 1-0. Nationals on top. First 3 innings, 1 hit. It was the home run by Ryan Zimmerman, and 11 strikeouts combined.
Wow.
Sarge, this is the kind of game that opens up that old debate on talk radio. What do you want to watch, a pitcher's duel or an offensive struggle?
I think most people would like to look at both ways, really. You like good pitchers to be able to pitch, and you want to see good hitters hit.
Yeah. Talk show radio hosts would call that a cop-out right there, because you can't decide which one you want to see.
Oh, really now?
Uh-huh.
Well, I do. I don't like seeing no hitters.
Well, see, there you go. You don't want to see a pitcher's duel. You want to see
unless
offense.
It's on my own team. So,
towering foul ball, and it's 0-2. All right, if it wasn't your own team, what would you rather see? Offense?
I would rather see offense any day of the week.
Right, there we go.
I like line drives. I like seeing the ball hit hard. Like seeing going out of the ballpark. Like scoring a lot of runs for my pitcher. That's what I like.
Gary from the San Fernando Valley, thanks for calling. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hairston. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Yeah.
Hairston has struck out for the second time. 6 strikeouts. Ryan Zimmerman's coming up. Time to bring in Murph. Murph, take it away, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, you touched on it earlier, T-Mac. It has been kind of a turnstile kind of outfield this year for the Philadelphia Phillies. How about 15 different players have played the outfield for the Phils this year alone? That ties the team record. 8 of them in center field, including Cesar Hernandez, who gets his first start tonight. Now, what do they like about Cesar Hernandez? Ryan Sandberg asked about that today. First of all, they like his offense. They say he's a plus bat on both sides of the plate. But, you know, in just the 22 games that you mentioned, Tom, out there in the Lehigh Valley playing in the outfield, they love the way he tracks the ball. They love the way he runs in the outfield. They kind of called him a long strider, and he's got great athleticism. So for Ryan Sandberg, he said, look, for a young guy like Cesar to get a chance to play both the infield and the outfield, it opens up a lot of possibilities on staying on a roster in seasons going forward. He got tested earlier today as well. We saw the catch in the first inning. So, you know, you could see that he has athletic ability. And, Tom, you mentioned, he told us that one of the toughest things for him to do is that ball that's kind of like right at him over his head. But in the first opportunity here at Citizens Bank Park, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right about that there, Murph. The most difficult play is the line drive over your head. And you can see right away, he's a center fielder. Mays used to wear the glove the same way, where you never had your hand all the way in it. Had a little bit of that palm showing, and what that does give you a little bit extra lift to be able to catch balls. A lot of center fielders will do just that. Not stick your hand all the way there in the glove. Most infielders you'll see will stick their hand all the way in there.
Jason Worth takes up and in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You see there where he's going a little bit extra length there. He still has control of it as he makes a fine catch out of that. Well, I tell you though, with all those center fielders, obviously after Ben Revere going down, just not satisfied with any of them, and more so that wouldn't be satisfied would be your pitchers. You got to have a strong defensive player in center field if you're going to be successful.
Jason Worth waves at a curveball. Ruiz applies the tag. 7 strikeouts for Cole Hamels. Well, fielding is not an issue tonight because Cole Hamels, Steven Strasburg, both on top of Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Designated driver. By the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. And by Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Is it a time you experience good banking? Oh, a beautiful night here in Philadelphia as Labor Day comes to a close. Labor Day 2013. Jimmy Rollins will start it off against Steven Strasburg, who struck Rollins out his first time up. Breaking ball, it's 0-1.
Boy, that's a tough pitch. When he's able to start you off with that breaking ball, you're throwing 96 plus, that's when it becomes difficult to be able to hit. Another changeup right there, and he'll throw that 88, 89. Again, he'll get ahead of you. Now he doesn't have to throw a strike to get you out.
No balls and 2 strikes. Outside 1-2. Sorry, did you hear Murph in the background? It's like he's running for office. He's going throughout the stands.
Yeah, I did hear something.
Murph's he's been saying hi to everybody as he's walking through the crowd.
Wow, politician.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge, it pays to be nice to people. I've heard that from you somewhere along the line.
Yes, yes, you have.
It's you know what? Best part of the job, getting a chance to say hi to a lot of the folks that work here, and I see every night.
Yep.
And the fans too, no doubt.
I agree with you, Murph. You walk through the crowd. I did that for a few years,
yeah.
And it is one of the best parts of the job is just stopping by and just talking to people. 3-2 to Rollins. There he is.
Saying hi to everybody.
Man, that red shirt
Turn
is
right there
crisp
and wave.
tonight.
Just wave.
I don't think he's paying any attention to you.
Good looking at you.
Look at that kid. It's startled out there.
I was putting you on television.
And he had no idea. Second walk issued by Strasburg. There he goes.
See?
How's he enjoying his Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar dog tonight?
Hey, what's not to enjoy?
Yeah, he looks like he likes it.
Yeah.
Chase Utley's the batter. He walked his first time. Well, in a game like this, You might have to do things a little differently than what you would normally do with a guy like Strasburg and get a base runner. Maybe move him a little bit. First pitch is outside, 1-0.
Well, just with the threat of you stealing a base, he would get Utley more fastballs. Definitely got to be aware of the ball in the dirt with the breaking pitch and be able to read it and get down to second. He's come up with a pretty good slide step. Slide step and almost a quick pitch there to Utley. It's one of the things for me, for him, if he would get set just a little bit sooner, I think he'd be able to recognize the pitch a little sooner and then really be able to put a real good swing on it. Sometimes the pitcher catches him as he's kind of bringing that bat back and coming up.
Swing and a miss. They throw the ball and it hits the bat of Utley. That's a live ball, so Rollins goes to second. It's unintentional, so that's why it's a live ball. And that's going to have to be an error charged to the catcher, Wilson Ramos. If I'm correct, I believe that's how they scored. It's an E2.
Don't see that too often. Take a look at it as he tries to throw that ball. He's had a good, really a good chance to get J-Roll. He makes a good throw.
So it is an E2. That's the 7th error of the year for Ramos.
Hard way to get an error.
Swing and a miss, breaking ball, and Utley is struck out. 7 strikeouts for Strasburg. So he has 7. Hamels has 7. There's one out here in the 4th. MLB.com at bat is celebrating 5 years as your #1 mobile app for live baseball. Available for your iPhone, iPad, mini iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Phone 8. At Bat delivers Phillies baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com. Here's Ruiz. Fastball outside, 1-0. Carlos struck out in his initial at bat.
Slower your feet, quicker your hands are going to be. The quicker your feet, the slower your hands will be. That's just the way that it works. Have slow feet. Put your foot down. You're able to recognize the pitch a lot quicker. And you have to recognize it quickly on Strasburg, determine whether or not fastball or off-speed pitch. Okay, he's been a little wild with the fastball, but with that off-speed pitch, he's been able to get the ball in the zone, getting batters to offer at that pitch, whether or not it's curveball or the changeup.
2 balls and 2 strikes. That got a piece of Ramos. That may have been ball 3. That was a changeup from Strasburg.
You can see the swing there. His body's going one way, the swing going the other way, almost anticipating the ball on the inside. That's why it's really important to make sure you keep that shoulder going right toward that pitcher. If it's inside, you'll automatically pull the ball coming in. Just don't want to swing at that ball that's away and try and pull the ball. That's when you usually will get a ground ball.
Well, the first base runner in scoring position for the Phils. Rollins goes, and the pitch is lined back through the middle, a base hit, and that's going to tie the ball game up. An RBI for Ruiz. He sawed him off. Rollins scores easily, 1-1 here in the 4th. Got to have a little strength to be able to get that ball in the center after you've been sawed off like that.
Well, that's where you want to try and do. Hit it right up there, up the middle. You know, that's a situation, too, as a runner when you're going. You got to just keep going. If it's at a fielder, you're going to be caught anyway on that one. Good hitting, though, by Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah, Carlos is looking into the crowd because the top of that bat went over the Nationals dugout and into the fourth row. And hit that young lady, and hopefully she's okay. He was a little concerned about it. He immediately turned as he got to first base.
Well, take a look at this, and you're right. Got to be awful strong there to get that ball. Now take a look at the bat. Nothing there in the hat. Now watch the people there. They're starting to try and get out of the way.
Yeah, they were looking at the ball and then realized the bat was helicoptering their way. Nice catch by that youngster right there.
Here it is again. Foot down. Now take a look at the left end of the screen there. You're going to see it coming down as it comes. You got to keep your eyes on that bat when it's coming into the stands. No, it's difficult at times. Does have that little pointed edge on it. That ball explodes the bat.
The attendants went right down to check her out, make sure she was okay. No balls, 2 strikes to Franzen, and he whacks that one just foul.
This guy usually has just good at bats against really good pitchers. That looked to be a curveball that he was right on. These are the guys who want to be short and quick. Have a long swing against these type of pitchers. Not going to be very successful because you won't be able to catch up to the ball.
Rollins, he scored the run for the Phils after a walk. Now the 1-2 pitch fouled away. Remains 1-2 to Franzen.
Boy, he's really battling, and even though Strasburg throws that hard, you have to have no fear at the plate, meaning that you can trust yourself if it's up and in to get out of the way. But you're tough enough to stay in there if it's a fastball away there somewhere near the outside part of the plate, which would be the toughest pitch to hit for a right-handed batter.
Back towards second base. That might be 2. Rendon flips to second for 1, and Desmond over the top of Ruiz makes the play, and the side is retired. But the Phillies tie it up on an RBI single by Carlos Ruiz. It's 1-1 as we go to the 5th. We'll take a look at the new faces you'll see at the ballpark this September. Plus, now that the Eagles roster is set, we'll preview the Eagles season opener on Monday night against the Skins. All that and more on Philly Sports Talk, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Okay, the Phillies expect their new players from Lehigh Valley to arrive tomorrow for Game 2 of this series. Some familiar faces like Freddie Galvis, Joe Savory, Tyler Cloyd, but some new faces too. Mauricio Robles and Cameron Rupp will be here in Philadelphia. Luis Garcia is also coming back. We go to the 5th inning. Cole Hamels and Steven Strasburg locked in a pitcher's duel. Ian Desmond leads it off. It'll be Desmond, LaRoche, and Wilson Ramos for the Nationals. First pitch over for a strike.
All those players that are coming up, believe me, very thrilled, especially the ones that haven't been in the major leagues there at all. Special feeling. Pretty good pitch. Almost like a dream come true once you're able to get here. Then you're anxious, if you're a pitcher, to get on the mound. Take a look at Sandberg there. Hitter get his first hit. Every one of them will have butterflies before they accomplish those things.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Desmond. He golfs that one out to left, and Mayberry glides over. That's the first ball out of the infield since the first. For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today. Here's LaRoche. He's 0 for his last 16. Carlos reattaching his shin guards. Clasp is on the outside of both shin guards. When I was a kid, they used to say, don't clasp it on the inside, because when you're running, those clasps from one leg could attach themselves to the other leg, and you might trip and fall. So you got to have the clasps on the outside, Sarge.
Well, you learn something every day. Didn't know that.
Over to first, and Kevin Franzen stays with it.
I got to tell you, though, I mean, for me, back in the Little League, actually, you always wore those straight. I mean, you didn't wear those to the side, for sure. But usually, you know, if you were a catcher back in the day, were you a catcher?
I was.
Okay, I guess. Well, if you were a catcher back in the day, in my particular neighborhood, that means that you weren't doing a whole lot of things that were right. I mean, you could have been, you know, receiving the ball that are right, but we wanted our guys in the field to be able to run and catch those balls that the mistakes maybe the pitcher would be making. So in other words, we kind of use the catcher as not only catching the ball, but also as an umpire. Sort of like a backstop, if you know what I mean.
Pete Orr deep behind the third base bag, and the ball is past the glove of Franzen. Franzen was trying to make a heck of a stretch to try to come up with that one hopper. And we'll see how they score that. Good throw would have had Ramos.
Yeah, just didn't have, it looked like all the arm speed to get there. Tried to hop it. Almost a little bit too long. And look how far he stretched out, though, for that. Boy.
Well, they've scored that an error. Because as you can see, a good throw would have had him.
Yeah, it would have. Just didn't get it in the air there all the way. Or maybe a little bit further over.
Anthony Rendon struck out his first time up. That pitch is low and in, 1-0. I don't know what kind of Little League you played in, Sarge, but the Little League I played in, you needed a good catcher.
Okay, well, you know, we played in at different times, different ballparks. We had a.
That one's out to right field. Roger Bernardino makes the catch. Well, to the Carl Feldmans of the world, I apologize on behalf of Gary Matthews for saying that there was no need for you for that White Sox Little League team at Brick, New Jersey. If you want to find out where he is, just give me a call. I'll let you know. It's 2014. It's Phillies Fantasy Camp. The package includes hotel accommodations, practice with, and instruction from legends like Greg Luzinski, John Kruk, Mike Lieberthal, Jim Eisenreich, the commish, Larry Anderson, and all of it takes place at the Carpenter Complex in Clearwater. You also get a fantasy game versus the legends at Bright House Field. Phillies uniform and so much more. Call now for information at 610-520-3400. Home half of the fifth inning. Pete Orr will lead it off. Pete Orr, John Mayberry, Roger Bernardino against Steven Strasburg, with the game tied at 1. Orr struck out his first time up. First pitch over, first strike, 0-1. The first base line. It is a fair ball, and LaRoche steps right on the bag before he gets the ball, and there's one out here in the fifth. And John Mayberry's coming up.
I'll tell you, he's got a pretty good breaking ball. You can tell he's been working on that. He's been in the strike zone most of the night with it. Out of the strike zone with that fastball, kind of up and away. Boy, but when he's got them all going, I mean, he's potentially, he can throw a no-hitter just about every time he goes out because he throws so hard. Just needs to command that breaking ball. He's doing that tonight.
The other thing he needs to do is work deep into games. I mean, that's probably been the one knock on him. He has the complete game against the Phillies this year, and that's it in his major league career. Each team has made an error. Each team has a hit. And each team has a run so far. Curveball, that's strike 2.
Boy, I tell you, that's how you tell he has a good one, when you see the right-handed hitter kind of knees buckle a little bit. Once that does happen, no recovery to be able to contact the pitch. That's why it's so important to be able to pick that spin of the ball up fast, quick as you can. And your game plan, too, up to 2 strikes, should look for that fastball down and that curveball up a little bit.
Well, there's a curveball that Mayberry swings over top of, and that's 8 strikeouts for Strasburg.
Yeah, that pitch right there, you just tip your hat to the pitcher. Take a look at it and see what I'm talking about. Now you see his move there? That's a ball. That's a ball like he's anticipating inside. No way to hit that ball. And you're just really that pitch trying to foul that off if you can to get another pitch.
Well, this is a treat tonight, folks. You have 2 pitchers that are on top of their game. I actually think Hamels is even just a little better than Strasburg is tonight. Hamels is on deck. 8 strikeouts for Strasburg, 7 strikeouts for Hamels. This is one of those games that may not come down to the 2 starting pitchers because they may not allow anything else.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bernardino, and he breaks his bat. It's over the top of Strasburg. This will be a tough play, and they won't get him. That's the 3rd bat that Bernardino's broken in the last 2 days. But it's the 2nd hit he's picked up on those broken bats.
Yeah, that bat going out toward the fielders actually prevented them from coming in to try and make a play. I thought on it. Take a look at it as he gets sawed off. Bat flying going one particular way. You can see Desmond coming in. May have had a play, but couldn't come in all the way there on that. Actually, no, it didn't impede it because it's on the opposite side. But look how poignant that is. You got to let the ball go, bat go through. A lot of times when it's hit, you don't know exactly what direction it's actually going in or how far it's going to go. Wouldn't think, though, he'd be trying to steal a base there with Hamels up. That's because you don't want your pitcher to be leading off the inning, especially on a guy that throws like Strasburg.
Same pitch. This time Hamels let it go by. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball.
Whether or not he comes back with a fastball as opposed to that curveball.
Swing and a miss. He does come back with the curveball. 9 strikeouts for Strasburg. Yep. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. So Hamels will go back to work at the top of the 6th. The game's still tied at 1. a rookie trying to prove that he has what it takes to pitch at the major league level. Jake Diekman was the 30th round pick for the Phillies in the 2007 draft, and he is delivering in late inning situations with success. The left-hander returned to the Phillies in mid-June and has continued to improve with a sensational month of August, where his ERA was just over 2. The 6'4" kid from Nebraska is finding his place on the mound. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, there is Jake Diekman just doing a little stretching out of the bullpen. He has been very good. Phillies bullpen overall, the guys like Rosenberg, Diekman really have held their own in the month of August. And you also hope that, I mean, look at that right there. Last 10 appearances, no earned runs. You really hope that that carries over to 2014.
Well, they need it. You know, they want to be able to plug in certain pitchers. One of the reasons that they all are here, besides having guys on the DL, want to see what they can do.
Here's Strasburg to lead it off. He grounded out to Orr's first time up. Takes a pitch for a strike. That was a cutter. And it's 0-1.
Pitcher's kind of doing it different ways.
Kevin Franz and a diving stop to his feet. Little flip to Hamels covering. What a way.
Great play.
Well, nice reaction right there. And he was calm as he flipped it over.
Boy, take a look at it. It's all in the jump. He lays all out. Scott gives you everything he has every time he's out there. And Franson, very important for the pitcher to get over there. Anytime the ball's hit to the right side, oh, Hamels making an easy play out of it. Look at that grab there. And the most important thing, too, after you get it, you got to be able to lead that pitcher, and he did it in a great way. He's always dirty. Every time we see Franson's uniform, he has a lot of dirt on it. Might have to get a new belt before it's all said and done.
Here's Harper. Harper struck out and grounded out. Takes at the knees, 0-1.
Now, these kind of games you've always felt, as a defensive player, if you're not getting any hits offensively, you don't want any hits coming out to you. You want to take everything away from you defensively. Is Franson doing that?
Floats inside, and now it's 2-1 to Harper. Leading off tonight for Denard Span.
I tell you, it looks like his legs are hurting just on that swing for me. You know, when you swing like that, you're on that back leg, and he's doing a little bit of limping as well. That can really bother you as a hitter. I'm only going on the way that I saw him swing on this particular pitch, but something is not right.
Well, think about, yeah, look at it right there.
Okay.
Right there. You know, it's almost like the way Ryan Howard looked before he went down with his knee surgery.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times, too, especially as a younger player, you want to kind of, gut it out. But if something is severely wrong, you can only make things worse.
There's a liner out towards center, and Hernandez will play it on a hop. So Harper's on. It's only the second hit of the night and the third overall for both teams. It's been great pitching tonight. I mean, this has been a joy to watch. We thought on paper it could be.
Yeah.
Strasburg has 9 strikeouts. Hamels has 7.
Yeah, well, they both have that on-speed pitch that are going. Obviously, Strasburg throws harder than Hamels. Getting it done different ways. Both of them are still #1 pitchers, and they're I got to tell you, buckle up when you face either one of them. That's what I like about Hamels. Takes the ball every fifth day. Can't always help what the outcome will be. Yeah, it hasn't been his best year, but character shows when you're able to go out there and not make excuses whether or not you're pitching well or you're pitching bad. And he hasn't pitched all that bad. Not a lot of run support, but there's some games that he could have maybe done a little better himself to be able to win some games, but it wasn't going to be like last year at all.
Yeah, since the end of May, I mean, he's really put it together. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Hairston. Swing and a miss, and changeup 0-2.
Guess he's a little bit tired of Hairston hitting the ball out of the ballpark, making the adjustment, going soft to him. It's okay to throw him fastballs, just got to make sure it's in off the plate and let him pull it foul. Don't want to leave anything out over the middle of the plate.
Swing and a miss, he got him. 8 strikeouts for Hamels, and he's gotten Hairston 3 times.
Yeah, this is just a little bit of payback. He's concentrating. Heck of a changeup as that ball there goes down. Also has one that goes away, and you can see in his hand, he'll turn his hand the other way as if it's a screwball. Both pitches very effective.
Popped him up, foul, behind home plate. Zimmerman homered in the first. He's also grounded out to Utley. So 1 for 2. There are times they probably know that changeup's coming, but on nights like this, it doesn't matter. Well, just doesn't matter.
The really good pitchers, you can have their pitches. It doesn't matter. Dwight Gooden, Doc Gooden, we had his pitches. He had 2 pitches, curveball, fastball. We knew when every single one of his pitches were coming, and it wouldn't really matter.
The 0-2 pitch. Little number foul.
You know, Mays would talk about that with Koufax. They had those pitches, but it didn't really matter. Well, take a look at that fastball. He's a fastball hitter. He will stay on it. He'll catch off-speed pitch maybe early on, never with 2 strikes on him. Good hitters don't do that. No way you can look change up and then all of a sudden catch up with the fastball. But you can do the opposite, look fastball and adjust to some of the off-speed pitches.
Out toward left field. It's not deep. Mayberry comes in and puts it away. Got him out front of a changeup. 81 miles an hour, no runs. 1 hit and 1 man left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Tied up at 1. Don't miss Nissan's bottom line sales event and holiday bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com today. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Home half of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 game. Phillies scored their run in the 4th on an RBI single by Ruiz. One of 2 hits. Nationals scored their run in the 1st. A home run by Zimmerman. One of their 2 hits. Not a bad idea by Hernandez if he can pull it off.
Yep. He kind of looks pretty good with the stride. And obviously, with young players, you gotta let them be able to play a little bit before you can judge them.
Two pitch to Hernandez. Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. That's 10 strikeouts for Steven Strasburg.
Wow. Filthy.
And 1 away here in the 6th. Jimmy Rollins is due up. Let's check in with Murph.
All right, Tom, we'll give you an injury update on Ben Revere, who continues to work back from that broken foot. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, out of that cast. And walking around pretty good. Still wears a soft cast on occasion, but a milestone today for him. He was able to hit for the first time. First time since the injury that he's been swinging a bat. Went indoor to the cages today before batting practice and took some swings. I got a chance to talk to him afterwards. I said, how did it feel? He said, well, timing was a little off. He said, I have some work to do in that regard, but the foot felt pretty good, he said. So he's able to do some more things. And as you know, he is just chomping at the bit to get back and play if he can before the end of the season, whether it be here or in an instructional league. So that remains to be seen, but did pick up the bat today, so he is making progress. Good news.
Wow, that is great news there, Murph, that he's actually swinging. And again, though, it's a slow process to get him back. I'm sure he's going to have a guard and so on that he'll probably have to wear, from now on. But the way he was hitting, boy, I tell you what, Fighting Fields really could use that, especially from somebody top leading off or hitting second.
There are 2 outs now. Chase Utley is the batter. And there's a strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, that was the kind of injury that I don't think anybody knew whether he would be able to be back here in 2013. Just because of where it was, the amount of metal that had to be put into his foot to help protect it and heal it.
Yeah.
0-2. Chase talking to the home plate umpire, Jerry Meals. Ryan Howard had the injury, the knee injury, and I don't think anybody knows whether he'll be able to come back at all. It doesn't look like it for this year, but he's doing some baseball activities. Roy Halladay, nobody knew how long it would take him, but he is back and has pitched in 2 games. Everybody's injury obviously is different.
Yeah. Everybody's body is different, and everybody works out differently to get back. As long as you're able to come back and you don't have the pain, a lot better, because you don't have to have any doubts during the course of the off season.
A little low. 2-2 to Utley.
And with Howard, just hoping that he gets back to where he's healthy and can supply some of that power that they desperately need. Boy, nothing like a home run hitter to get you quick runs.
Ground ball toward first. Last couple of innings, he's calmed it down a little bit, but those 2 innings where he threw 21 pitches, has pushed him to the threshold of 100 for the night in somewhat of an early way. Here comes number 100. Utley hits it out towards shallow left center. Harper calls off Hairston, and that'll do it for the 6th. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We've played 6. We're humming along as we go to the 7th in a 1-1 game.
Time for your local Honda dealers game summary. As Whitey used to say, boys, you have to have a feel. And the feel before this one was this could be a pretty good pitcher's duel tonight. Look at the totals. It was 1-1-1 for both sides for a while. Now it's 1-2-1. And Strasburg and Cole Hamels, they were really great. Carlos Ruiz with that broken bat single to center after that crazy error put a runner in scoring position. Ryan Zimmerman the only run so far. And here's Jason Worth, and look out that he doesn't ambush a first ball here.
Worth is 0 for 2, and there's a strike 0-1.
And he was ready to, but he got a changeup and he saw it out of his hand, decided he was going to take it and hope it was going to be ball 1.
Worth hitting .322. He came in 4th in the league in hitting. Finally had enough ABs, enough plate appearances to be in the top 10. And take a look at our Mazda leaders, and that's what we're talking about. Chris Johnson is ahead of Michael Kadire. Johnson, I think, had a couple more hits today for the Braves. Now the 0-2 pitch to Worth. And he doesn't bite at the changeup.
Kind of to chase a curveball last time up and strike him out. And Worth's another one. He's like Zimmerman. Zimmerman's faced him a lot. There's Drew Stewart in the bullpen. Jason hasn't faced Hamels a whole lot of times, but he knows what he does, and he's trying to guess with him right now.
Out towards center. Not hit that hard. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. So some of the kids in that shot from Marlton from their Cal Ripken team. Tonight, the Phillies honored a lot of the very successful Little League and softball teams from around the Delaware Valley, including the Brooklawn Legion team that won the American Legion World Series. They beat a team from California 10-0 to win the championship.
Oh, that's putting a stamp on it.
Oh. 2 quick outs.
A lot of guys are doing just what Desmond's doing right there on both sides, just shaking their head. We got 2 guys that are really quality pitchers who are dealing with it.
Look how great the field looks. I mean, does it come back or what?
Ooh, pretty.
Thinking about the concert that was here, Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake.
It's a great time of the year to work on grass. Is when they do golf courses, aerate them and all, get them ready, bring them back, do a little overseeding. Let's see what they did here.
There's Mike Bucholder. Look, he's thinking about what am I going to do tomorrow to the grass? What am I going to do? Right, Mike? What are you going to do tomorrow, Mike?
He's not listening.
I think he is.
No, he's not.
He's going to buy some rye to mix it in with the Bermuda, thicken it up a little bit. I think he just had too much soda.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1 pitch.
Not allowed to
That's
do
a
that.
strike.
Not allowed to do that in our office.
Nope. Mike and his crew do a great job. They really do.
Not easy to make a field look like this.
Now the 1-2 pitch to LaRoche. And he fouls it down the right field line.
LaRoche is really dangerous middle end, and Hamels looked like, I don't know whether he tried to go in there or not, but I don't know they'll do it again, especially in a game like this, because there's certain guys that are trying to hit homers when you get in a one-run game or a tie game this way late, and LaRoche would be one of them, especially here. You would really want to stay away from him.
Broke his bat off the glove of Hamels, backhanded by Rollins. Side is retired. Now that is a 1-6-3 because it was misdirected off the glove of Cole Hamels. 1-2-3 go the Nationals. Time to stretch on this Labor Day 2013 in a 1-1 ball game. One more time. On June 28, 2008, the Nats called up Roger Bernardino to replace what injured outfielder?
Alfonso Soriano.
Alfonso Soriano is a good guess. It is incorrect. All right, here's your hint. You ready?
Mm-hmm. That's a hint?
Yeah.
The hot dog?
Yeah.
Oh, so the guy was a hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who was that guy? Oh. And I know it wasn't Chucky Carr.
It wasn't a Chucky Carr. Played for the New York Mets also.
Yeah. Oh, it was the guy from Georgia, the right-handed hitter. lived from Atlanta. I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah, you're right.
That's the guy.
Lastings Millage is the answer.
Lastings Millage from Georgia.
Carlos Ruiz takes a strike.
Oh, he was a hot dog. Boy, he didn't last long with that act, did he?
No, he went over to Japan. Took the act over to Japan.
Yeah, that was some act. Hastings Millage. It was good. He's a hot dog.
Drew Storen is the new pitcher for the Nationals. Surprisingly, here in the bottom of the 7th, Strasburg threw just over 100 pitches. They went 6 innings, allowed 1 run and just 2 hits.
Well, it's not like you're bringing in, some guy that you think you're going to hammer right now. But after the way Strasburg was throwing, that's a break.
0-2 to Ruiz. Storen, the former closer for the Nationals, went down to the minor leagues at one point this year.
Yeah, he's been through some tough times. Look at the numbers this year. And that's what got him the assignment to AAA. We saw him right before they sent him down in the game in Washington, and boy, he was getting booed too.
Time is called. Two balls and 2 strikes to Ruiz.
Carlos Ruiz are the only run batted in tonight for the Phillies. And that was after that strange play. You ever see a catcher throwing to first, hit a bat before?
No.
I didn't.
Nope.
I've never seen it either. There you go. How many games you see? I've never seen that. It's amazing.
I think I've seen it to third with a right-handed batter.
I don't know. I don't ever remember that.
Carlos hits it foul into the Hall of Fame club.
And that set up the run. That moved Jimmy Rollins to second base. There's the Freitas getting up.
Yeah, because the run is an unearned run.
Right. Because Carlos's hit, if Jimmy's still at first, just gets him to third at best.
Two pitch coming to Ruiz. Hits it the other way.
Here it is. Jimmy's wandering off first a little bit, and Ramos thinks I got a shot at him, and you could do that 100 times and not hit the bat again. And that's a live ball. And oddly, all he was doing, just doing his follow through.
Unintentional.
Yeah. These guys have been up there all night having that hook come right at your coconut and then dropping over the plate. And now they're trying to hang in there, and then this guy comes up and in like that with a pitch. Boy, Strasburg's breaking ball tonight was tremendous.
Struck out 10. It was the 11th time in his career that he has reached double digits in strikeouts. 3-2 pitch to Ruiz. Inside, ball 4. But Strasburg lasts only 6 innings. And that's why Storen's in. Franzen's due up.
Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game, and that is why we're doing it when Kevin Franzen comes to home plate, because he made a really nice play on that ball hit by Strasburg to his right. Cole was there in plenty of time, led him to the bag, and one of the reasons why his uniform's so dirty. And that is our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
All right, now he's batting 5th in this lineup, but it's not the normal Phillies lineup. You have Ruiz at first. Doesn't run all that well. See what Franzen does in this spot. He's going to swing away and hits it toward third. Zimmerman flips to second for 1, and it's bobbled by Rendon. We're going to call Ruiz out at second.
That's a good call. That's a double play ball. He's in the middle of trying to throw it. It's a good disruption of him, though, by Carlos Ruiz. But he had control. I think he had control of it. Here's a look. It's a dead double play ball, even with Zimmerman throwing it. Yeah, he's making the exchange right there.
Which is different than the rule for an outfielder making the exchange.
Right. And the reason, of course, is they do that for an infielder to help him protect himself. Because they're trying to do quick moves around second base to get out of there with a guy torpedoing them. The outfielder, there's nobody coming at him when that happens.
Here's Pete Orr. He's 0 for 2. Orr hits one out towards center field. Harper should get under it, and he does.
He just walked the first guy, and then 2 guys go down on 1 pitch. But you can see Franzen went up there, and he's a good fastball hitter. He went up there looking for one, hit it right on the nose. Pete Orr also trying to do something there, probably hopefully trying to pull the ball. But now you're down to 2 outs and still runner at first. In the no doubles defense in the outfield right now, trying to make 2 hits beat them here. Fanatic, he hopes 1 hit will beat him. Look how deep they are, trying to cut anything off and make sure that runner does not score from first base.
Two Stanford guys facing off right now. Drew Storen and John Mayberry. So Mayberry's numbers against Storen. He's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. Back toward the middle, caught out of the air by Storen. Side is retired. His glove was in the right place at the right time as he picked that one right on out of the air. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. We go to the 8th inning. Looks like Cole Hamels' night is done. University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. 7 innings for Cole Hamels, 86 pitches, and now the Phillies will go to the bullpen here in the top of the 8th inning. Hamels looked perfectly fine. There has to be a reason that they decided to lift him after 86 pitches. His spot is due up second in the bottom of the 8th. That's why I thought he'd come out and pitch the top of the 8th, because then they can just pinch hit for him in the bottom of the 8th. But there must be a reason. I'm not saying he's injured or anything like that, but there just must be a reason in their mind why Ryne Sandberg and Rich Doobie decided to take him out after 7, because he certainly looked comfortable.
There's an excellent chance that question will be asked of him later.
Sure. No walks tonight. 87 pitches, we're told now officially.
Well, it was fun to watch those two tonight.
It sure was.
They were good.
The other reason why I thought he'd come out and pitch the 8th is because you have the bottom of the order coming up. And Ramos, Rendon, and then the pitcher spot for Washington. And they've got Clippard in the bullpen. Ramos 0 for 2. There's Clippard.
Yeah, they can bring some guys out of there now with Storn, Clippard. They have good arms. Clippard, real good fastball changeup mix. A lot of extra players for both teams. Phillies have, as Tom mentioned earlier, have a lot more tomorrow, but they have some here already, and so do the Nationals. So you're not playing with 25-man rosters right now, which is, I don't know, that's one of those things they got to look at someday and figure it out. How many you can have, and just, I think, make it uniform.
Good breaking ball. It's 2-2. Yeah, some people think that before each game you submit a roster of 25 players.
Yeah.
Before each series you can do the same thing, but before each game, and then you have to stick with that for that particular game. You can't have 30 or 32.
Or if everybody has 30, then
it's 30.
That's fine. Or if you don't want to have 30, you don't have to. But you can't have more. But I guess they have a lot more pressing issues than to worry about that.
Chopper off the plate. Utley has time. He had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but Ramos had pretty much shut it down halfway up the line. And there's one out. Coming up tonight on Sports Night, John Borick has a great story about the real dog days of summer. The Eagles ramp it up to get ready for Monday night against the Redskins. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Chevy Malibu Sports Night tonight after postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. It does seem official that Robert Griffin III will start for the Redskins. Michael Vick will start for the Eagles. At quarterback. Here's Rendon. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout to right. Outside. Jimenez starts the throw in the pen for the Phillies with Lombardozzi in the on-deck circle. He's a switch hitter.
Really not much difference right and left with Lombardozzi. 257, 256. One homer from both sides. Some switch hitters you really want to hit one way or the other. Not in this case.
Line drive over the head of Rollins into left center field. Rendon will stop at first, and that's his first hit, and just the third for the Nationals.
Now they'll send up the guy they want the bunt.
No, I don't know. It's Chad Tracy.
Oh, well, they won't be sending up a guy they want the bunt. I thought even with one out they would do it. Put that runner in scoring position on the road, even with that would be 2 outs. But no, they're going to go for a guy that can do some damage.
He's a 195 hitter overall.
That's a game-winning home run for them here in this ballpark this year.
Rich Doobie trots out to the mound. So this is DeFreitas' batter. Here comes Pete Orr.
Yeah, if they decide to bring the left-handed pitcher in. It doesn't look like they're going to do that, though. They look at the options from the right side. Maybe they want this matchup.
So Chad Tracy will pinch hit here in the top of the 8th. Tracy with 10 pinch hits this year, a couple home runs. In fact, they came in back-to-back appearances, including the one against the Phillies that Wheels talked about. Just off the outer edge, 1-0.
One of the things Rich Doobie could have talked to them about was just that, to stay away from him early in the count, especially thinking long ball, and maybe he'd swing early and hook one into a double play. But he didn't bite on that pitch just off the plate. Ooh. Fastball count to a fastball hitter now.
Ball 4 and now first and second. Well, he was working away from the bat the entire time, so Harper's due up. You would think that's going to be it for DeFreitas. Rich Doobie goes over to chat with Ryan Sandberg. Ruiz will step in front of the plate and head out to the mound. Jimenez is ready to go. And here he comes. So that's going to be it for Justin DeFreitas. He'll go to the lefty Cesar Jimenez here in the top of the 8th inning. Well, both teams have been looking for base runners the entire night. The Nationals have found a couple with one out here in the top of the 8th. The Phillies will go to their bullpen, and they're hoping that Jimenez could pick up Justin DeFreitas. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park in a 1-1 ball game. And Cesar Jimenez is coming into the ball game. Time now for a Coors Light Freeze Cab. A lot of different hats here at the ballpark tonight. That's a double hat on this Labor Day and a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. That's represented often. Herbie the dentist, he's gotten his hat here tonight, and a little throwback hat. from the 1976 season. And Murph wears many hats in our family of broadcasters. It's all part of our Coors Light Freeze Camp, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Well, Cesar Jimenez into the ball game here in the top of the 8th inning to face Bryce Harper. Jimenez's numbers. This is his 11th game. One win and an ERA of 2.31. B.J. Rosenberg is warming in the bullpen. I think that's for Hairston.
Right. It could be a one-batter thing here. Now, if they were to bring him in for Hairston, they still they're left-handed guys. They have Denard Span, and then they have Lombardozzi, and then Sandy Leon they just brought up, who's a catcher, who's a switch hitter.
Harper is 1 for 3. His one hit came in his last at bat.
Rendon can run a little bit at second base. You really have to make sure you turn around and look at him. Even though you have a left-handed hitter and a clear path to throw, you forget about a guy like that. He may take off.
Jimenez takes a step back just to keep him close.
Good. That's a good idea. Just do that and let him know you're thinking about it. Don't do the same thing every time. One look and home. Think about a play right now or not, because he really got a big lead that time and he was dancing a little bit where he might be able to sneak in behind him and time something.
Outside and low. Ruiz looked like he held it for a moment because he wanted that pitch. It's 2-1. Meals, the home plate umpire this evening.
Well, there's no defense for this. Start walking guys in a 1-1 game late.
There's ball 4. So it loads up the bases.
That looked like a strike.
It's the second pitch in this at bat that looked like it was awfully close. Ruiz said something to Jerry Meals.
That one really looked like a strike. Wow.
And that'll load up the bases for Hairston. Well, they're going to stay with Jimenez, at least for the time being, with Rendon at third.
I don't know. See for yourself if this is low or not. It's hard to tell where he catches it. Here we go.
And that is.
May have been low. Yeah. He may be right. Those guys are good. Be able to call that.
Chase is just waiting out on the mound, talking to Jimenez now. We've seen this before, and he may have a word or two with Jerry Meals.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. He's got to be careful because you cannot argue balls and strikes, but there's a way to do it. He can get away with it, and he just did. You sure that was low?
The bases are loaded. With one out, Scott Hairston is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. His numbers with the bases loaded.
Boy, that shot from the side, when you can see knee high or a little bit below, is tremendous.
Swing and a miss. He was late, 0-2. Phillies play the infield for 2. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Fly ball. Shallow left center field. Coming in is Hernandez. Tagging from third, Rendon. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time, and the Nationals take the lead. It's a 2-1 ball game.
Threw that like an infielder. A little bit 3/4 and a tail. Whether Mayberry should have called him off on that because he's a more experienced outfielder, in my opinion, probably should, because he could have gotten behind that too. Now see the throw, the way he delivers it, it's going to tail, and it tailed right away, and he had no chance to get him. The more experienced guy with the true outfielder's arm in that case probably should call him off that and take it himself, because he had time, I think, to get behind it.
Well, instead, the Nationals take the lead. Darren Ruff is going to check in as part of a double switch. Ryan Sandberg is going to bring in B.J. Rosenberg to face Ryan Zimmerman. With 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, the Nationals have taken the lead. We'll be back right after this. Rosenberg, and Rosenberg is on to face Ryan Zimmerman. He'll bat 7th. And Rosenberg in his 12th game this year in the big leagues is 1-0 with an ERA of 3.27. And he'll come on to face the number 3 hitter for the Nationals, who has homered in tonight's ball game with runners on first and second. So Ryan Sandberg leaves Jimenez in to face Hairston. He gets the out, but it's a sac fly. And Cesar Hernandez gets his first opportunity to try to throw a runner out. But Rendon was able to score rather easily from third. Zimmerman is 1 for 3, homered his first time up. First pitch on the outside corner. It threw him a slider, and it's 0-1. Those are 2 really good pitches.
His breaking ball is so much more improved. It's so much improved from when we saw him last year and early this year. It's one of the reasons why he's much more effective. And I don't know whether you want to try and buzz him right here or not, because he has not shown that he can hit that slider. But why not throw him another one until he shows he can hit it?
Ruiz taking a look at where his feet are. Now time is called.
Well, sometimes they'll look to see if they're cheating, maybe looking away more than they had been earlier in the count, and then they'll come inside. But I don't really want to come inside at this point in the game, because you may hit him, or you're getting into his pull zone there.
Check swing. Did he go? They appeal. Yes, he did. Zimmerman has struck out 3 nasty pitches for B.J. Rosenberg. And he gets through this 8th inning. But the Nationals take the lead. They do so on a sac fly. Middle of the 8th. Nats 2, Phillies 1. Here at Citizens Bank Park, and all fans 15 and over will receive the knit hat compliments of Cabrini College. And there is that knit hat. Cabrini College has sponsored these knit hat giveaways in recent years. and each one has a little different personality, a little different than the other. Tickets can be purchased 24/7 by going to Phillies.com. Denard Span takes over in center field for the Nationals. He'll bat ninth. Bryce Harper moves from center field to left field. Now the new pitcher is Tyler Clippard. Clippard will settle into the new pitcher spot, which is the 2-hole. 62nd game for Clippard, with a 1.94 ERA. First guy he'll face is Roger Bernardino. It'll be Bernardino, Darren Ruff, and then the top of the Phillies order.
Bernardino's had some exploding bats lately. And a couple hits on him.
Okay, he has one of the 2 hits for the Phils tonight. Takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Clipper will throw a breaking ball, but he's going to come fastball changeup for the most part. At least that's been his MO since he's come over here to Washington. Done a very good job for them in different roles. No problem using him against left-handed hitters because of his changeup.
Ground ball right side. Well, he gets one quick out, and now Darren Ruff.
As we were just talking about, how he can get outs on changeups with left-handed hitters because he throws that thing down and away. They swing and miss, or they'll hit a weak ground ball to second a lot of times, just like that.
Darren Ruff up for the first time tonight. He headed into the game after a double switch in the top of the 8th. Now the Nationals are deep in the outfield, and straight away for Ruff.
Whoa,
that was a breaking pitch.
Yeah, and I think he was looking for a fastball. Just a lucky guess, maybe. When the team shows you that kind of defense right there, they're telling you, all right, we'll take the single in front of us. We don't want to allow an extra base hit, a ball between us or over our heads. And they'll put Zimmerman on the pull side on the line. Third baseman, there he is.
I'll tell you, if there was a different batter up and they hit a ball between Harper and Span, it would still be a double because they are so deep.
They are deep. But the idea is they're going to cut it off. So they'll prevent it. But if it goes over their head, they figure, well, we're in trouble if it goes over our head where we are.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Ruff. Fouls it back.
Clifford throw a little bit harder than he is tonight. Still has a good fastball. His changeup's so good because he comes right over the top with everything, and it's very deceptive. He has great arm speed with it.
High fly ball, shallow left field. Desmond is out. Harper's in. Yeah, Desmond makes the catch.
That's an infielder who gets it, how deep his outfielders were then.
Well, 2 outs, top of the order. Time for the Major League Notebook. Murph.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Brought to you by Gwinnett University College. And Dodger rookie Yasiel Puig left this afternoon's game against the Rockies with a mild knee sprain. He hurt it while diving back into first on a pickoff play. Now, he stayed in the game immediately after that. He went first to third on the next base hit and then scored on a sacrifice fly, but couldn't finish the game after that. They say he is day-to-day. Yadier Molina also injured in this afternoon's game. He has a sore wrist, but according to manager Mike Matheny, it's nothing more than just the rigors of catching, and so he's just going to take a couple days rest, and he'll be back to make their playoff push. But sitting down for now, he is also listed as day-to-day, guys.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Cesar Hernandez just got a tough strike called on him by Gary Darling, the third base umpire. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the Cardinals do not want to lose Yadier Molina.
I see 2 tally lights here.
Darling hurt his arm ringing up that strike. Huh?
Change up, 1-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Hernandez with Rollins on deck.
Never put it past Clipper to throw a 3-2 changeup here, but you wouldn't think he would necessarily with Rollins next.
And Hernandez is aboard with a 2-out walk. Cesar was 6th in the International League in stolen bases with 21.
And he went with a fastball.
Jimmy Rollins has not had a whole lot of success against Clifford. He's 2 for 13 against him. He has 1 extra base hit. That was a double.
You run on Clifford, sometimes you pick his changeup, but you know you're dealing with a young player over there, whether they would let him steal or not. You wouldn't think he would. Well, he's not going to be on his own. See how Clifford rocks back. His top time is 1.40, and if you get him to do that, and that probably was one of them right there, you get lucky, you can run on him. But there's experience involved in that.
Wally Joyner just had a whispered in the ear of Hernandez. Juan Samuel laid down some signs. Decent lead. He doesn't go. Pitch is popped foul behind home plate up toward us.
And with a runner at first base, he'll stay in that no doubles defense too in the outfield. They're going to try and make 2 hits beat him here. Get a runner to second, they'll move in.
Between Harper and Worth, they have 16 outfield assists. Just trying to figure out their arms. Papelbon in the pen.
Jimmy Rollins, you always want him to get that fastball zoned belt down, because that's where he's most effective, when he hits fastballs.
Just a little late on these fastballs from Tyler Clifford.
Yeah, they're up a little bit and he's late. I don't know whether he's got change. See, that's what this guy does. You faced him a lot, Tom, and you said he hasn't had luck against him. They're always thinking about that changeup with him because he'll throw it at any time, even though you're a left-handed hitter. So you know you want to hit off a fastball, but at this point with 2 strikes, you just have to hit what he throws you and guard against that thing.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Rollins with a runner at first. Hernandez goes and the pitch is popped foul. Zimmerman will give it a look. Boy, Hernandez had a good jump.
Yeah, and he had a strike. He had a swing at it. But a great job there to let him go. Figure maybe he's going to come after him changeup and be able to steal the bag if he misses with a pitch. You see he goes right there, and he got off pretty well. He's a long strider anyway. They haven't moved over yet. They may now.
He doesn't go this time. Pitches in the dirt, 2-2.
That's a shame. That's what they were trying to guess last time. Change up. And that's the pitch you run on because it's tough for the catcher to catch it, number one, and then to throw.
Hernandez goes. Pitch is squibbed foul behind home plate.
We saw the little wiggle that Ramos did with his fingers. That was for changeup. And that's what he threw him again there. Jimmy guarding against it.
Rollins hits it toward the alleyway in right center field. On the run is Worth out toward the scoreboard. It's off the top of the scoreboard. Span bobbles it, rounding third, heading for home is Hernandez. He'll score to tie the ball game up. It's a 2-2 game. Boy, that's one of the best swings Rollins has had in quite some time.
It looked like he got a fastball to hit there too. You know, he saw everything from him, all the fastballs and changeups, and he fought off changeups to stay alive. It's about belt high, and he crushes it. That ball has a chance to leave when he hit it. You saw where it hit, right off the green concrete up there, and Hernandez is going to score easily, even with a no doubles defense.
So Rollins is at second base. The RBI scores Hernandez. And Chase Utley is due up. Steve McCaddy's out to the mound to talk to Tyler Clippard. It's his game. Nobody else is up. No left-handers. Chase Utley might be following up on that earlier conversation that he had with Jerry Meals on the mound.
You sure that pitch wasn't low? And Jerry Meals, no, I had it. Now, don't be calling one of them on me now.
Well, now a base hit could give the Phillies the lead. They'll shorten up in the outfield. Again, a reminder of the arms. Harper with 9 outfield assists and Worth with 7.
Oh, they're going to pitch to him. I thought they'd walk him.
And then face Ruiz.
Yeah. Well, he's only 3 for 12 off him, but one of them's a homer, one's a double.
Little high, 1-0.
Never struck him out. Ruiz is 1 for 5 with 3 walks. And that's a go-ahead run out there on the road in the 8th inning. And they'd face an Utley here. Or maybe they're not. We'll see if they throw him a strike. Nope. That could be it. That could be the fish going to bite here. And so far, no. Utley's thinking the same thing. Now, I think Davey just said to put him on. Yeah, there he goes. They gave it a shot with 2 pitches, and you wouldn't think he would let Utley beat him here.
So it'll be an intentional walk for Chase Utley, and the game will be left in the hands of Carlos Ruiz.
One of those ones you really got to trust your pitcher when you do that. It's easy to say don't give him anything to hit. Now look at the difference in the outfielders now with a winning run, potential winning run at second base. Go ahead, run. And now with 2 outs, they're going to bring him in, as opposed to that defense we were showing you earlier in the inning when they were trying to prevent an extra base hit.
Yeah, they have shortened up.
As you mentioned, Tom, they have good arms in left and right. Span is below average.
Carlos has an RBI tonight. Rollins is dancing off second base.
You know, that's really, it's distracting to the hitter now with 2 outs.
There's Stammen. Inside, 1-0. In his early tenure as the manager of the Phillies, he's watched his team here at home pull out some exciting wins. See if they have another one that they're able to pull out here tonight. Time is called by Ruiz.
Yeah, well, the worst they do is they get it to the 9th in a tie game after they've been behind by a run, and still have a heck of a chance to take the lead here if Carlos can get a base hit.
All of this with 2 outs. The walk to Hernandez started it.
Right. Good at bat.
In the dirt, 2-0. A little more than 30,000 here tonight. It's been an entertaining game. Ruiz pulls it through the hole. It's a left fielder base hit. Rollins around third, heading home. The throw by Harper is not in time. Rollins beats the tag, and the Phillies take the lead.
A little emotion there from Jimmy Rollins. That's pretty cool to see.
Carlos Ruiz's second RBI. It's a 3-2 Phillies lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Good job by Carlos. Got ahead in the count. Looked like he got a fastball. Hit it hard, and Harper made a heck of a play. You figured he was going to charge and come up throwing. And here you go, right here. Now Harper does a good job. Now Jimmy Rollins has to get down. You see Franson waving to him to slide away from the play. Down in the right-hand corner, slide away. Of course, where the catcher is, he does slide away, gets the plate, beats the play. That was one exciting baseball play, and Jimmy Rollins was pumped. Watch him after he scores.
Boy, great job by Jerry Meals to stay with that play, too. The home plate umpire, he was right on it. And those are the little things about the game where Franzen's telling Rollins to get to the top of the plate. Clippard's night is done. The Phillies have the lead here in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning, and there were 2 outs, and they were able to work out a walk to Cesar Hernandez. He then was able to get moving on a ball that was hit by Jimmy Rollins. He scored the tying run, and then eventually Rollins came around to score with the go-ahead run on the base hit by Carlos Ruiz. And the Phillies aren't done yet. Craig Stammen comes into the game in relief of a Tyler Clippard, who had a much shorter fastball tonight than what we normally see from him. So he's charged with the 2 runs so far. This is a pretty good swing by Ruiz.
Yeah, he got ahead in the count. That was the key. Then he got his fastball, hit it in the hole. Harper does everything right, charges, makes a strong throw. It's a little wide. Jimmy Rollins sees the catcher float out that way. He has Kevin Franson there helping him move to that part of the plate, seeing where the catcher is and having a guy at the plate helping you. And a lot of emotion from Jimmy Rollins.
A lot of emotion.
Scored that run.
Well, the light was on for him tonight, big time, at least here in this 8th inning. Franzen takes on the inside corner, excuse me. It's 0-1.
Well, he had a tremendous at bat, fouling off a bunch of changeups before he looked like he got a high fastball, about a belt high fastball that he hit off the wall in right center.
Utley taking a look at the outfielders as he gets his lead off second, Ruiz off first. It's 0-1 to Franzen. 0-2.
Stamens does a good job for him. He's kind of an under the radar pitcher. You know, you don't think of him as the back of the bullpen type of guy, but very efficient. Sinker.
Ball and 2 strikes to Franzen. Broke his bat, and it remains 1-2. They talk about total concentration. Andy Rabel is usually pretty short-handed in the third base dugout. Did not even offer at that chopper by Kevin Franzen.
Karen right off his camera.
Well, he knows when they're hit fast like that, that's not his game. Charlie Belly in the yellow shirt, he was moving away. He was smart. 1-2 pitch to Franzen coming. And a foul ball. He's alive. Got to make that play, Andy. He saw it too. Ooh.
That's cool right there. Calm, cool, collected.
Swing and a miss, and Franzen is struck out. So the side is retired, but the Phillies have taken the lead here in the 8th inning. Carlos Ruiz, couple hits tonight, couple RBIs, and this one was a big one. After Rollins' double to right center field scored Cesar Hernandez to tie the ball game up at 2. Then Carlos Ruiz pulls one through the hole on the left side and scores Jimmy Rollins to give the Phillies the lead. And it's time for Papelbon. We go to the ninth. score. And now that the Phillies have the lead, it's their box score we'll take a look at. See Carlos Ruiz with 2 hits and 2 RBIs tonight. Jimmy Rollins with 1 hit. It was a double, an RBI, and a couple runs scored. Well, B.J. Rosenberg, you can scratch him from the 7-hole and put in Jonathan Papelbon. You can also scratch Darren Ruff from his spot in the order and put in Michael Martinez. Martinez comes on to play left field. Look at Papelbon's numbers. 23 saves, 29 opportunities, 4-1 with an ERA of 2.44. So Papelbon will bat 9th, and Martinez will bat 7th. Papelbon will face Jason Worth, Ian Desmond, and Adam LaRoche. Reds have won. That's important for the Nationals. They're 7 games back of the Reds for the wild card, final wild card. First pitch over for strike, 0-1. Worth lines one to right field. Here comes Bernardina. It hangs up there for him for the first out. Boy, that ball was scorched. Every time the Phillies pitchers retired the opposition 1-2-3, and boy, it would look good tonight if Papelbon could do it here in the 9th. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Ian Desmond is 0 for 3.
Heck of a play. As you said, that ball was scorched, and the Phillies are playing that defense now that Washington had to prevent an extra base hit. So sometimes a ball like that will land in front of him, but it was coming too fast and it stayed up.
Desmond is 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts against Papelbon. He shows bunt, takes high.
Phillies will play there. You see that defense we just showed you with Washington, and now they'll put the third baseman on the line or on the pull side.
Off the hands to the right side, and that'll leak into right field, a base hit. First hit for Desmond against Papelbon. And here comes Adam LaRoche.
Desmond has 18 stolen bases, 22 attempts, so he certainly is a guy you have to pay attention to now.
Roach is hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Carlos will run the next ball out to Papelbon. See the double play opportunities for Pap.
Strikeout fly ball guy. Doesn't throw a whole lot of ground balls.
You'd take one here, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Especially on a guy like LaRoche, because he doesn't run very well. That guy does at first base. pushed it. He knows he had a pitch to hit bunt.
Ground ball right side. That'll get it to right field, a base hit. Desmond's on his way to third. Bernardina up with it, and his flip goes right to the second baseman. So first to third with one out. And now it's getting a little dicey for the Phils. They have a one-run lead, and they've got Wilson Ramos, who does not run well at all, who's due up.
Yeah, and they had no chance to get a guy like Desmond that runs the way that he does, because we showed how the outfielders are still way back. Now they're going to move in, obviously, but on that case, no chance. And a good job by Bernardina not to even think about throwing to third, because maybe then LaRoche would move into second.
He's got Ramos and Rendon. Juan Samuel is signaling to the outfielders right now. Phillies will set up for two on the infield with a one-run lead here in the top of the ninth.
We really like strikeouts from your late inning guys, but Papelbon's not a strikeout guy anymore. Little ground balls now in the middle of the diamond.
Sure. Check swing. Did he go? Yeah, it'll appeal. No. He must have really held up late. I thought he broke his wrists on it. It's now 2-0. No, he held up.
Pirates have made a lot of good calls here tonight.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. It's 2-1.
That is the last thing that Ramos expected was back-to-back sliders, especially when he was ahead in the count 2-0. You could see him swinging fastball out of his hand. Only it wasn't. Get a strikeout somehow now.
Now the 2-2 pitch. On the outside corner, called strike three. That almost looked like a two-seamer that ran back on the outer edge.
It did. And he doesn't think it got there. Goes Ramos. What a pitch by Papelbon. We're just talking about he hasn't been striking guys out, but he gets a call here. Is that a strike? I don't think so. It's trying to run back, and Carlos, well, he helped it run back a little bit more than it needed.
Well, now with runners on first and third, there are two outs. And Anthony Rendon, who singled his last time up.
The pitcher just talking about, Tom, you know, you watch Papelbon at this point in his career, it looks like he's trying to do different things. With that bigger breaking ball now, maybe that thing right there.
Doesn't throw his split that often either.
Doesn't throw his split as much, and he doesn't have that four-seamer up that he, you know, that he would throw by people at one time. So a little bit more of a pitcher now, and that was a heck of a pitch, even though it was probably outside.
So now everybody will step back in the infield except for Friends, and he holds the runner on at first. With first and third and 2 outs here in the top of the ninth, Papelbon trying to finish off the Nationals. First pitch outside, 1-0.
There's a lot of pressure on everybody now on the catcher to make sure you block the ball, and on the middle infielders or on the infielders, because you can't bobble a ground ball. The guy's a good runner at the plate.
Fastball on the outside corner, 1-2. Same pitch.
That was a good one, and that was a strike.
That one was. So now Papelbon needs one more strike.
You see how much of the plate this one gets. That goes right over the front of home plate on the outside corner.
Phillies trying to pull out a come from behind victory. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. And the 1-2 pitch coming to Rendon. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Jonathan Papelbon seals the deal here in the top of the ninth inning. And the Phillies come from behind to win it 3-2. Boy, there have been some exhilarating victories by the Phillies recently here at Citizens Bank Park. And this one, well, is as exhilarating as the others. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning, and then it gets a little dicey at the top of the ninth, but Jonathan Papelbon is able to get Anthony Rendon with that breaking pitch. I guess it's a slurve, but it's been effective, and the Phillies win it 3-2.
Yeah, we're talking about he hasn't been striking out a whole lot of hitters lately. Well, boy, did he get 2 big strikeouts in that inning. One with a little comeback sinker, it looked like, and then the breaking ball that he started to throw. Very different way for Jonathan Papelbon to get outs, and very effective. Here's our WB Mason delivery of the game. What else? Jimmy Rollins hits this. Looks like it may be a home run off the bat. It's off the top of the wall, and it will score Cesar Hernandez to tie the game. And then a 2-0 pitch from Carlos Ruiz, base hit in the hole. Here comes Harper with that great arm. Jimmy Rollins slides to the inside part of home plate. He jumps up and says, "Let's go." That was really exciting play. Jimmy Rollins, did he ever turn it on in that inning? Our WB Mason deliveries of the game. You watch him play like that, and it's always been a lot of fun around here, Murph. And he's down there with you.
It certainly is, and I just said to Jimmy, you're wearing it well. No doubt he's got it from head to toe. And that's the look of a winner tonight. You guys continue to battle and win games really in late inning fashion, time and time again. What does that say about this clubhouse right now?
I don't know. We go out there and we fight. We have a plan, and lately we've been able to execute it, more often and stay within that plan. And tonight, Strasburg can throw a lot of pitches, and we were trying to make him do that, and we were able to get him out the game early and get him to the bullpen. And they have a good bullpen, but you still have a better chance when you get him out the game.
Meanwhile, your starter, Cole Hamels, continues to do what he's been doing in the second half of this season, and that is not only keep you guys in game, but really dominate the early parts of games. What was he, from where you're standing, how did he look tonight?
Like Cole. Confidence there, throwing his pitches, filling the batters out. And his fastball is on point. His changeup, he was throwing it very effectively tonight, getting a lot of swings and misses. And he's just looking like his old self, like he's just, relaxed up there, knows what he wants to do and attacks the hitters, and he's been having a heck of a second half.
There's so many young guys here now, and presumably going to be a big part of this team in the years to come. As a veteran, Chase, yourself, what message are you sending to these guys right now as you play this final month in September, these games that still are important for all of you?
Definitely. We may not be playoff bound or anything of that sort, but we still have to play a winning style of baseball. And that's going to bode well going forward, that they see us out here, regardless of the circumstance, going out there with the game plan and putting ourselves in position to win. You're not going to win them all. That's the way it is. But you know, you take that in stride and you come out the next day, you prepare, and you go about it the same way and look forward to winning.
All right, Jimmy, as always, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Yep, the Phillies win it with 2 runs in their last at-bat. That's the game winner right there. Jimmy Rollins crosses the plate with a head-first slide to make it a 3-2 ball game. And then Jonathan Papelbon, well, he was walking the high wire a little bit in the top of the 9th inning, but he gets Anthony Rendon on a curveball to wrap up this ball game. So the Phillies win it 3-2. We'll be back to talk a little more about it right after this.